too long. She's being great now.
Yeah,
I got a 4-year-old, and you never know how
she's with
long.
me in dentist all morning, so
Oh, I'm sorry.
couldn't
Right.
go to school. She's sick.
Let's go ahead and call Mr. Snoosy's case for the record.
1 p.m. case, Donna Snoozy, Mustafa Snoozy, and Mary Paul Coaster. Craypot du Jour Incorporated, trading as Craypot du Jour, 1609 Solgrave Avenue. Class D beer and wine license. Request for a hardship extension under the provisions of Article 2B, 10-504D. If I testify, please step forward and raise your right hand.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth?
I do.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Snoozy. Happy holidays, sir. All right, you're here on a hardship extension request. You wrote us a letter, it appears timely, requesting the relief. You wrote us on November 22nd to request a second 180-day extension in order to sell the license. You indicate that you have someone interested in the license.
Yes, the Meadowbrook, the swimming pool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they were in the process to get the lease renewed in the summer, so it was a little bit delicate to talk with the landlord about. And then there was some problems with death of some swimmers that changed a little. So I talked to them recently. They said they're still interested, so we're talking about the summer, so that's what I'm trying to get them.
Okay. Anything else? All right, thank you. Commissioner, do you have any questions of Mr.
My
Snoozy?
mouth is not.
Hey, you're doing pretty
How
good.
long do you think it would take before this deal is completed?
I mean, I hope it will happen tomorrow, but it just when I told them if they're still very serious, they said yes. I talked to Bob Bowman, the coach. He's, he's acting on it now. The owner of the building is named Stephen Murray, and he's the one. I asked him if he's still interested to do it, and he said yes, highly. I said, well, I need to extend it, so see what happened after this.
Thank you.
All right.
Something happened.
Wonderful. All right, thank you, Mr. Snoozy. We're going to go off the record. We're going to go to our decision phase. December 20th, 2012, Donna Snoozy, Mustafa Snoozy, and Marie Paul Coster, Crep du Jour, Inc., trading as Crep du Jour, 1609 Solgrave Avenue. This is a hardship extension request under 2B 10504D. Mr. Snoozy filed a timely request for a hardship extension. This is a second such request. Board will grant 180 days from today's date. We will note, Mr. Snoozy, that even if these plans fall through, you'll need to expeditiously look for another buyer because there will
Yes,
not
I
be
will.
additional
I will
time that
yes.
the board is able to grant.
Yes,
Okay?
I will definitely talk to them seriously about after the holidays, see if they're planning, if they say now or something. I'm going to have a meeting with Bob and see what they exactly.
Wonderful.
Yes.
All right,
If he's saying now, then I'll start.
then you need to move
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Okay,
I
thank you.
appreciate for the.
Thank you.
Thank you. Happy holiday.
Happy holidays. We're off the record.
Happy holidays.
Going in order, Chairman?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready when you are, bro.
Director of Finance. Yep. 1 p.m. case, Thomas J. Dolina and Win C. Burdell, Soda Group LLC, trading as Pazuna Luna, 1401 East Clement Street. Class B beer, wine, and liquor license. Request for hardship extension under the provisions of Article 2B, 10-504D. If I testify, please want to raise your right hand.
Swear or affirm the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and
All right, Mr. Dolina, right? Yes, sir. It's been a long time since we've heard the name Pazaluna.
Yes.
Tell us what the plans are.
Well, we had a tenant that came in, and they were supposed to, and they did file an application for transfer in May. They did some renovations. They ceased doing those renovations, and coincidentally, they stopped paying rent. So we thought that was an appropriate time for us to have them leave the premises, which they did. Since that time, I think we've been fairly aggressive, and we've just received, as of last night, well, stated December 14th, but there's some monetary changes, a letter of intent with a gentleman we're working with, B, C, and V. I'm hesitant to give you the letter of intent only because it's not been finalized. It's a proposal.
We'll be happy to accept your proffer on the contents therein. tell us?
We've asked them to accelerate closing, and we're looking for a closing within the next 90 days with the license to transfer as well. It's an economically viable buyer. We looked at his financials last night. So we're hopeful for the community and for the fact that we don't want to come back here again looking for another hardship, that we're able to get this one extension.
All right, Mr. Friedel? All right, nothing to add? You corroborate what your partner says and you endorse it? Yes. All right. It sounds like significant progress is being made. All right, let's go off the record. We'll go to our decision phase. We're on the record in the decision phase. December 20th, 2012, Thomas J. Dolina and Wynn C. Friedel, Sato Group LLC, trading as Plaza Luna, 1401 East Clement Street. This is a request for hardship extension under 2B 10504D for a B beer, wine, and liquor license. We received a request from the applicants timely. We understand that they have made significant progress in identifying a viable transferee. Therefore, the board under Article 2B 10504D will grant a second 180-day hardship extension request from today's date. Wish you the best of luck in disposing of the asset.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
you.
Happy New Year. We're off the record. No problem.
Check for $100, please. You can put it in the mail.
Give us 1 minute.
Okay.
Okay. All right, moving on to 1400 Key Highway.
Let's go. 1 p.m. case, Fred Gross, Mark Gross, and Barry Ruckin. F&M Goat LLC, trading as the Feisty Goat Pub, 1400 Key Highway. Class BV 7 beer, wine, and liquor license. Request for a hardship extension. Provisions of Article 2B 10-504D. Everybody testifying, please step forward and raise your right hand.
Swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Yes,
All right, good afternoon. Mr. Gross?
and Mr. Gross.
Yes, thank you very much. You're Fred Gross, sir?
Fred.
All right, you are asking also for a hardship extension under 2B 10504D. And this is the premises, it's across from the Museum of Industry? Yes.
Yeah, catty corner.
Right. And if, yeah, it's been so long, I feel like it was open the last time I walked by there. But apparently you're saying it has been closed since July 31st.
Since when is it? You know, I'm not, July, end of July, August.
All right, and I understand that you've suffered, there's been some health issues.
Yeah, well, I'm diabetic, so when I open this place, my kidneys decide to go. So I'm on dialysis now, and I've spent that, and I had cancer the beginning of the year. I've spent roughly 5 months or so since we opened in the hospital. And from dialysis, I'm just so exhausted. It's not like you can go to sleep. It's like a fatigue rather than a being tired, sleeping kind of tired. So I need some time to probably sell this place, or auction it off, one or the other, and dispose of it. I'm no longer in shape to do my share. I mean, I got a young son here, but how many hours is he going to work too?
Right.
So it was just him.
We wish you the very best. And Mr. Mark Gross, why don't you step up to the microphone, sir?
Yes.
All right, are you going to be doing the lead and trying to market the property?
We had it for sale. It fell through the first time, right, like when we decided to sell. And they couldn't get financing, and now we're going to retry to sell it.
All right. And have you thrown your line in the water yet?
We did talk to some guys. One investor came through, he wanted a bigger place. So we're going to take it back and probably put it on public auction.
All right. We wish you the best of luck, especially you, Mr. Gross. And Any questions, Commissioner?
Good luck to you.
Definitely. We're going to go off the record. We're going to go to our decision phase. We're on the record in the decision phase. December 20th, 2012, Fred Gross, Mark Gross, and Barry Rutkin, F&M Goat LLC, trading as Feisty Goat Pub at 1400 Key Highway. This is a hardship extension request under 2B 10504D regarding your BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license. We received a letter from Mr. Mark Gross on December 3rd requesting a 180-day extension, the first such request based on his father's health issues and their need to transfer the business in a timely manner. We'll go ahead and grant this first request for 180 days from today's date. And again, the very best of luck to you, sir, and happy holidays.
Appreciate your help.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Thank you very much. We're off the record.
Ready when you are, brother.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Thank you, Mr. Brown. Happy holidays to you.
Harvey?
Make sure write that down.
Yep.
What?
Waived.
Oh, okay.
Can you put in the records? Do we need to put that in the records?
Well, yeah, he'll just put it on.
Oh, y'all holiday spirit, I see.
Yeah.
That's only because that crap.
His heart grew 3 times that day.
Now you,
Man, now you're opening up a can of worms.
you lied. You lied. You lied.
Going down the list.
Sir.
Yes.
Yes. All right. East Oliver Street. Come on up. Is that you?
That's Mel.
That'd be me.
Yep. 1 p.m. case to Kells and Keel and Michael Equabe, M&T Liquor Food Mart LLC, trading as M&T Liquor and Food Mart, 2002-04 East Oliver Street, Class A beer, wine, and liquor license, request for a hardship extension under provisions of Article 2B, 10-504D. If I testify to support, raise your right hand.
Do you swear or affirm that
I saw it.
testify, Mr. Cristiano? Swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
You do? For the record, Melvin J. Kadensky, representing the licensee in this case. This is a place I think you're very familiar with, the name Willibus. They had sold the place to one of the Willibuses. They sound like it should be from Australia with the flying Willibuses or something, I don't know. But I think it was the daughter, and they had a tough time trying to get them out. They weren't paying the rent and so forth. And they had the violations they're talking about are the ones that the Willibuses had when you heard the case.
Cigarettes
Yeah,
and.
they were open on Sunday, they weren't supposed to, and they were finally able to get them out of there and close them down as of the beginning, sometime around July the 1st. In the meantime, Mr. Lee, who was the former owner, owed some money. His brother owns the property and so forth. I understand what the neighborhood is saying, but nobody asked for an extension, knowing full well that anybody else that comes forward has to meet with the community and also has to have a public hearing on it. So it's not like it's automatic on the case.
Sure. I mean, is there any chance your client's willing to agree that the license will be moved out of the East Oliver neighborhood, or is
Well,
this?
it's hard to say that, because the building doesn't have a whole lot of value with it, and Mr. Lee's involved, the former owner and so forth. So maybe during the extension, well, they'd have to come for a public hearing. The board would have to be able to hear the opportunity to hear them. So we're just asking for them to be able to save it. There were sales taxes they ran up. It was a horrible situation. You've heard that probably every 2 weeks you have another Wilbus story. We should have the Wilbus Chronicles. That would be good.
All right.
So who do we have here with you today?
My name is Tekle Zemke. I'm the owner.
Tekle Zemikil.
Are you the owner of the building or the building and the license?
His brother owns the building.
And you own what?
The business.
The business?
Yes.
Is the business currently open?
No.
In any way at all?
No, it's not open right now.
And you understand that the license at that location is not operable, right? You can't sell any liquor merchandise at that business at all. You understand that? Without a license, you can't sell.
There is no license there.
I understand that, but just in case somebody else get involved, like a willibus, the flying willibus that you spoke of.
But the flying willibuses gave you guys a bad check.
Yeah, they did.
Too.
Yeah.
And that's another issue we have to do. So they can't do anything. They can't buy any liquor from anybody.
We know that. We just want to make sure everybody knows it.
Let's,
Yeah, I know you cannot do anything without
Okay.
proper opening.
Thank you.
Agent Fitzgerald.
Just
Can you speak into Mike?
Agent Donald Fitzgerald, just to put on the record, we still doing an investigation in reference to that. And as of December the 18th, M&T Liquors invoices were obtained by our office reference to using this trade name to buy cigarettes and other items. So I just want to let you know that I did advise the distributors on Wednesday that at that location and another location do not accept anything from that individual at all, Mr. Willibus.
And that's probably pretty much what they were doing from Pulaski Street to here. They were buying and using various names and submitting things, but this place has been closed since July.
But the invoices were dated on the 18th.
Okay.
They received product as of the 18th.
Yeah.
Oh, that place is closed when you close, but we don't do any kind of transaction, anything closed.
All right, thank you. We did receive a letter in opposition to an extension from Baltimore City Councilman Carl Stokes. We will enter that as the protestant's first exhibit. We always appreciate hearing from the councilman. We will go off the record. All right. Let's go on the record. December 20th, 2012. Tekle Zmikiel, Michael Equibe, M&T Liquor Food Mart, M&T Liquor Food Mart. 2002 to 04 East Oliver Street. It's 2B 10504D request. Mr. Konensky wrote a letter on November 21st requesting a first extension. It is granted for 180 days from today's date. Obviously, this board will have the opportunity to vet any possible future licensee. All right, thank you very much. We are off the record.
It was the first time you started hearing that word vet. I always thought here, the only thing I knew was Corvette. I mean, for the last 10 years, everybody's vetting something.
You knew he was on television. So
I've got a lot of vet bills. Yeah.
They're on the 5th floor.
Mr. Tekle, that would be $100, please. Your check may be payable to the Director of Finance. How you doing, sir?
Yeah.
That's fine, thank you.
I'm ready when you are. You guys ready?
Ready.
PM case, Christina Carey, David M. Bilal, Grand Crew LLC, trading as Grand Crew. 5911 New York Road, Class BB7 beer, wine, liquor license, review of an application to grant license premises to include other areas that are joined to existing license premises under the provisions of Article 2B10, that's 504.
Thank you.
Granting approved September 15, 2011. If you testify, please support and raise your right hand.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Good afternoon, Mr. Barry. How are you, sir?
Everyone. We're here with Nelson Carey and Stacy Pack. Stacy's with Cross Street Partners, manager of the Belvedere Square Market.
We were pretty excited about this expansion. I remember it when we approved it.
Why we're here is that in some ways maybe the original application was premature. The owners are in of refinancing negotiations, and also looking at various reconstruction within the market itself. And those plans Stacy can talk about, and they've been delaying us from basically finishing up the certificate of occupancy and inspections we need
Well,
to
give me
do.
the cliff notes and tell me what, basically, quickly, needs to be done and what kind of time you need.
Well, the board may remember that actually the application and the approval really didn't result in any physical change for Mr. Carey, but it did allow Mr. Carey's patrons to go through the market and somewhat outside. And so that required a follow-up inspections by a number of agencies. However, the layout of the market itself is being changed, not Mr. Carey's space, but every place else, potentially. New tenants coming in, one of them will be Mr. Carey operating a worse stand. We have a set of plans we can certainly share with the board as they are today, but they're still in negotiations. So we are ready now to begin the permitting process with the Housing Department, Fire Department. We've already made some contact with them, and we would expect to be finished within the next few months for that.
All right. All right, do you have any questions for any of the witnesses? I mean, we'll accept your proffer, Mr. Perry. Obviously,
Thank
you appear here regularly, and
Thank you.
your word is good. So, I don't have any other questions. If you're saying 3 to 4 months, I think,
The whole 180, that was
Yeah.
gonna have to
We'll
bring
give
it
you-
back-
yeah.
comes back again.
all right, great. Let's go off the record. We'll go to the decision phase. December 20th, 2012, Christina Carey, David O'Farrell, Grand Cru LLC, trading as Grand Cru at 5911 York Road. We're here reviewing the application we approved back in September of last year, of 2011, for an expansion for Mr. Carey and Ms. Carey's property. We understand that there are still some permitting issues that must take place due to the reconfiguration of the market. The board will go ahead and give you 6 months from today to finish up that transfer, get all the paperwork you need done, and be open for business.
Great.
Good luck to you, Mr. Carey. Good to see you.
Great,
And
thank you
happy
very much.
holidays.
Happy holidays to you.
Thank you. We're off the record. Nelson?
Nelson.
N-E-L-S-O-N.
My name is Al Barry, B.A.
Al. Yeah, I'll be.
Good to see you, Al.
Met Mr. Berry down the small.
Uh-oh, somebody's early. I'm gonna tell her we gotta.
No, they're not all gonna be here. It's a piece of paper.
Yeah, we've got a little meeting at 2, so this hearing's gonna start late, so that's why I wanna tell these guys before. Let's call this last case as soon as we can.
Yeah, call it.
Actually, if you don't mind, timeout, yeah. Come on up, please. Good to see you. I have, bad. Okay. We'll send it.
In the mail. Thank you.
I mean, I didn't expect to see the end of this thing till Christmas Eve, but if you keep me later than
We'll go ahead and call the last case.
Yep, I'm ready. 1 p.m. case, Samuel Bryce, Angela Woods, and Ronald Nixon. Pat Chase, Private Clubhouse Incorporated, trading as Pat Place, 101 North Patterson Park Avenue. Class B, marijuana liquor license, review of an application for a new Class C BW license under provisions of Article 2B 10, that's 5043, D4. Application approved July 14, 2011. Everybody testify, please, raise your hand.
Address is 1101.
I'm sorry. 1101. My apologies.
Swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth.
Yes.
All right, good afternoon, gentlemen. You're Mr. Bryce?
Woods.
You're Mr. Woods. Okay, great. Angela Woods, and you're Mr. Nixon?
Nixon.
Yes, sir. And we recognize this gentleman next to you. Councilman, how are you doing, sir? You want to make some
Thank you,
opening
sir.
remarks?
Other than the fact that planning and
Come closer to the microphone. You of all people should know about microphones in this building.
yeah, planning and we're working to try to secure one more piece of property in order for them to get a variance. So other than that, and I'm in total support.
All right, you are in support,
Yes.
Councilman Branch. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it. All right, Mr. Woods.
Yes.
You'd step forward, please. We approved this transfer on July 14th, 2011. What steps have been taken since that time to make this transfer happen?
Well, like the councilman said, right now we're in the process of dealing with zoning in order for us to officially, move forward.
Right.
That's the actual holdup is we're dealing with zoning.
All right, and about how long do you think you could reasonably have the place open for business?
That's a good question. If we weren't able to get zoning until I guess the next docket, and that probably wouldn't be, I guess, 6 months or so.
Yeah. All right. We just wanted to hear it from you, yeah, from a co-licensee. And Mr. Nixon, same reply. Thank you very much, Mr. Nixon. Any questions, Commissioner?
No.
All right. Let's go off the record. And we'll go back on the record. Decision phase, December 20th, 2012, Samuel Bryce, Angelo Woods, and Roland Nixon, Pat Chase Private Clubhouse, Inc., trading as Pat Chase, 1101 North Patterson Park Avenue. This is a transfer review under Article 2B 10503D4. We understand that there are some zoning issues remaining before the property can transfer into a private club selling beer, wine, and liquor. We've heard from Councilman Branch, who's in support of our granting a delay and giving an extra amount of time for the co-licensees to finish the project. And we indeed will grant 6 months from today's date in order to accomplish that. Should you need more time and you've made significant progress, you can always write to the board and indeed ask for that. All right? Thank you very much. Good to see you, Councilman. Very, very happy holidays.
This is a non-profit organization. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. We're off the record. Happy holidays, Councilman. And we are in recess. We are in recess until 2:45 p.m.